why don't we dive into for AI to really drive digital transformation? All right. So how organizations should think about before introducing the new technology. All right. You mentioned organizing your data. I'm sure there is
Mhm.
data prep. I'm sure there is cleanup. There are major effort before you kind of dive into sexy, beautiful new technology you're about to acquire. So where is this next step you see that people taking and that they able to reach the goals they are after?
Yeah, of course. So, see, if you think about organizing the data, of course, you have to, start looking at what your data is all about, etc. And I think, every organization should have a unit which is called data stewards unit within the organization, who owns the entire data, who knows what goes into that data, etc. Right? And then, of course, you can bring in the right data engineering skills. You can, do a lot many more things about it. But I think what happens post that, Erin, right? I mean, once you have done all of this, there's a lot that you do with data cleaning, right? And I feel that instead of doing it for every occasion, you need to make sure that at least 80% of your data preparation is automated, because it's not something that uh, and I have grown from a BI analyst to start with, to a data scientist, and today I'm a AI ML product owner and developer. But then what I've seen is, in order to build any cool sexy model, machine learning model, 80% of my time would actually go into data preparation, right? And this time I was spending every time I was building the model. But why should that be the case, right? 80% of my brain powers is actually going into just cleaning a mess. Why? If I clean it once, why can't I keep using it every time? And that's what happens in digital transformation, right? Understand your data well in the beginning itself, make it clean, make the processes such that it is following the same rules that you've defined for it, because majority of the time the cleaning actually needs the same process, same steps, right? So why to repeat it every time? Just establish a process which can do it for you. So that's one thing which I say. But I feel, and once the organizations are able to do it, it does not sound as complicated as it is before they start on the journey, right? But I also feel that last couple of years there's a lot of buzz around digital transformation, and hence the organizations feel that if they start building a lot of really cool machine learning models, that's where they will be able to create a lot of value for their organization. They'll be able to really come up with great insights or great predictions about their organization, right? Which is where I totally agree with that, right? If you're doing a lot of machine learning, you will be able to bring in a lot of value. But with all of this race, there happens a democratization of machine learning models, right? People start developing so many models that they actually forget if they're doing it in the right way or not here. And that's where the entire governance comes into the picture, right? Data security is again very very important concept, which I think started as a and or kind of a question in organizations mind sometime back, but I feel that it is always an and question and not a or question. You can't ignore data security. You might have seen that, with building so much of data, at times when those uh, cyber attack happens on the organization, they lose so much of information about them, as well as the credibility in their customers mind. That's where I think data security and having the right governance processes are extremely important. Responsible AI comes into the picture as a result of this as well, right? When you're building those machine learning models, do you really know what those models are defining for you? Do you really know how the data is getting interpreted in those models? I hope the data is not making the models very racist, or I hope the data is not the models are not using the data in a way that it should not. So keeping all of those things in mind is also very very important, is what I say. And there has to be, someone in the organization who's taking care of these things, who's ensuring that before approving the model to go into the production, all of these things are really well tested. And that's where, I think banks do an amazing job at it. I am with American Express and we do a great job at it. We have different teams. We have a team which takes care of fair lending, where there is a team which takes care of compliance, and all of these teams have their own roles to really ensure that when we are taking certain decisions for our customers, they are taken in a responsible way. They are there's a proper process which is followed to approve these models before they hit the decision making and before they go into the system. So yeah, that's how I think it goes hand in hand. Having the right data, cleaning it well in a in an automated way, making sure that there is a security around it, making sure that once you start using the data for your machine learning model building, you are following the right governance process, you're being responsible in developing it, and hence productionizing it.